Hello, everyone. Welcome to BT Talks. Today, I have the pleasure of having Matt LIONETTI from the agency Toronto. He's a fantastic guy. He's also a content creator. He's part of our social estate family. I'm going to have him join in 1 second, so please bear with me. Here he is, actually. So hold on 1 second. Matt will be joining in a second, but this is going to be a fun conversation. Um, Thanks, Ben.
How's it
Hey,
going?
Matt. Good, and you? How's
Good,
everything?
good. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. I really wanted to have you. We don't know each other yet in person, yet, but I'm
Hmm.
sure you'll come to Miami or I'll come to Toronto, to check out some properties and also create some cool content.
Yeah.
So BT Talks I started a few months ago, and I have some incredible people who have a lot of energy and who are amazing, not only in real estate, but in building businesses in Miami and all over the world. And I like to start, the conversation with who is Matt LIONETTI and what is your journey to real estate? Because everybody has their own journey.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, my name's Matt Leonetti. I work with the agency out in Toronto. The agency just came to Toronto last year, so we're building it out here. It's going really well. I've been in the business for about 4.5 years, doing the content and the videos for about a year and a half, and my business has really kind of taken its next step because of it. Before real estate, I was a touring musician, so I just got hired by different artists to play on the road or record albums for them and stuff like that. So when that kind of got too much, it was just kind of like, I don't know, I was always traveling and stuff. I just didn't want to do it anymore. It wasn't fun. I just decided, hey, I'll get into real estate. It seems pretty easy. And well, I was wrong. It wasn't easy at all, but happy I got into it. And yeah, I just kind of got into it from watching those shows, like a lot of
I think
people,
like a lot of us, I mean, we all came into real estate. We didn't, I mean, some people were born in real estate family and they did real estate all their life. And
Yeah,
some knew they wanted to be in real estate and they got into real estate, during college or after college. But I think real estate is also something, I mean, you have to, it's not an easy business like any business. But to be successful, if I can say, you have to really have a vision and look, long term
yeah,
and be patient as well. Because
absolutely.
it's, we know it's not rocket science, but you have to understand people. So it's a lot of psychology.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the content you're creating, because I think it's quite unique. A lot of people know you, some do not. And if you do not, please follow Matt. He creates some really unique content that stands out, that is fun and educative. Tell us how this all started.
Yeah, it started because I've had a lot of these ideas since I got into the business, but I couldn't implement them into my business because I started on teams. So, I had to kind of follow their brand and what they wanted to do. And rightfully so, everyone has their own vision, um, like you were saying. So when I finally went solo about a year and a half ago, I just thought, you know what? I'm sick of seeing the same thing over and over and over again. I think real estate now is finally starting to evolve a lot, but for the longest time, it was like we were stuck in the mud. Like things just did not evolve for years
I
and
think
years
you
and
you
years.
have to mix it up. I mean, real estate took a lot of time to evolve. I mean, I know, I got into real estate, same thing, more or less the same time as you. So 4.5 years ago in New York, and I did 3 years there, and it's been a year and a half here in Miami. But I've been looking at real estate for the past, 10 years. And when I was in New York 10 years ago, I was looking at, okay, what firm do I join? Do I do real estate full time? Do I do all these things? And there was nothing that was really attracting me because it was just very, very, very old school. And there was different ways to create your brand, build your business, do collaborations, do all the cool stuff we're doing today.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It was just, yeah, and when I was doing this, it was just a lot of the same, a lot of sold signs and a lot of congrats to my incredible client. Like it was just nothing. It just was actually exhausting. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something here. I've wanted. It was very ironic because I got into the business because I thought I had a good personality. I thought I was good with people, and then I got in and I lost all my personality because I thought I had to be something else. And that's
That
what I.
that
A
That's what
lot of
I
people.
believe.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they're like, okay, let's get into real estate. I'm either going to be solo or work with a team. And then maybe I should, try to be like this top producing agent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you have to do your thing and be you.
Exactly. Exactly. I think that's where a lot of people make the mistake. I mean, there's stats everywhere in every city. A lot of people don't make it past year one or year two or year five is like, if you
Yeah.
make it to 5 years, you're incredible,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
so, I mean, yeah, I got into the business. I just thought I had to speak a certain way, dress a certain way, and it just was not working. And I was like, why, he does it this way. Why isn't it working for me? And so you really have to find your own path. And as soon as I started implementing my own personality, my hobbies, things like that, and the content is a little, some people don't like it because the swearing and stuff like that. So it niches it down. But when you niche it down, what I've found it has done for me is it's actually broadened my business, because
For sure.
when you have such broad marketing, you really just fall in a pool with everyone else. So if you
Yeah.
niche down, it's almost at first like wow and shock factor, like oh wow, I didn't even know a real estate agent could talk like that. And then it's like, okay, well, no, these videos, they're getting a lot of views, they're getting a lot of traction, and now it's a big part of my business. When I bring them into listing appointments and stuff like that, like I'm showing my insights, I'm showing my
And
engagement.
and and I think, it's important to highlight something that's really important is that, I mean, there is business for everyone.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of real estate agents all over the world. And I think right now, it's not about how much you sold. If you sold in one day, you sold $500 million. I mean, it's good, but it's not going to make the difference. I mean, you have
No.
to be obviously knowledgeable about your market. You have to know how to do the transactions and all that stuff. But I think the personality is a big play. It depends. If you're into music, you're going to get clients that are going to be around, the creative, the music. If
Yeah.
you're into motorcycles, one of my passions is motorcycles. When I was in New York, I was part of a motorcycle group,
Nice.
the New York Classic Riders, and I connected with a lot of people there. And we had our own style, younger, older, women, men, but we were all connected through motorcycles.
Yeah. That's what I always say. I always say it, like, show more than ever, you got to showcase your passions and your hobbies, because right off the bat, more than ever, like you said, it's not no one really cares anymore how many homes you sell.
Yep.
They want to work with someone that they feel like they know, they can trust. And right away, if I always use horseback riding as an example, because I don't know anyone who horseback rides, but if you love horseback riding and you showcase that and put it in the forefront of, you just show that on your business page, other people who horseback ride, you're automatically going to have that connection. So
Yep.
me and you, we don't. So if a third agent comes in and they show their horseback riding, all those other people who are interested in that, we've lost that. They're gravitating right towards that
For
third
sure.
person,
Yeah.
and that's just like you and the motorcycles with the music. Yeah. So it's like more than ever, I think you should be putting in your passions and your hobbies, because it's an easy way to relate. Also, like I've gotten listing appointments from wearing band t-shirts,
Yeah.
and it literally just, all my Instagram is starting conversations.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm not
And
looking for a sale.
and I think, look, it's really important to really be who you are and dress how you feel. I mean, I get it 100%. If you're going towards the multi-million-dollar properties, you're in a specific market, you're maybe new or newer to that market, you kind of have to like dress to impress.
Yeah.
It's just part of society, and this is how it is, not just real estate, just in business in general.
Yeah.
But you can establish yourself, and then you kind of then you be who you are.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, yeah, I wear suits and stuff as well. Like I always, I have this kind of image
Yeah,
online. But yeah, there's a time and place for
you
everything,
got it.
of
Yeah.
course. But I've also had clients who would actually, I feel they would feel way less comfortable if I was in a suit. So
So
you've got to gauge your client.
that's part of our job is also understanding the people we meet and see how they are, because there may be a client, he doesn't want to see you in a suit, or he
Yeah.
doesn't relate with you in a suit.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, there may be someone, he's like, I want my agent to be, with the suit and tie and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah, they have a
um,
preconceived notion of what they want their agent to be. Some people, so I mean, yeah, you just kind of roll with the punches and go.
So how do you create those? I mean, you create quite a lot of videos, and all are fun and different and unique. How do you create those videos? Because I mean, there's one. I mean, the Drake one, and the
Yeah.
Queen one. I mean, they're all really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah. So just depends what I'm trying to get across. Some are kind of like poking fun at the end. I poke fun at myself the most, but I'll poke fun at clients and agents and just, things that happen that everyone can kind of relate to in the business. And then I'll do like the listing side of things. And I've kind of there's a bit of a method to my madness. Like I'll poke fun at clients, and then I'll have the agents all rallying behind me because they know, they've had a client that did that, and that's good because agent referrals are huge. I
Yeah.
get agents reaching out all the time saying like, I got this, I got this, I got this. So don't underestimate having a ton of agents following you.
That's
'Cause-
that's that's what I hear. Within the agency, there's a lot of collaboration. First of
oh
all,
yeah, absolutely.
I have a lot of friends that are within the agency,
Sweet.
and I think overall, regardless the agency you're with, so whether it's the agency, Douglas Elliman, One Sotheby's, all these agencies, I think today, I mean, these brands are important, but you have to have good relationships with all agents that you relate to and that are good people, that are not assholes.
Hmm. Yeah, real number
um,
one.
yeah, rule number one. And with time, whether through social media or you get to meet them in person, you built a special relationships, and those agents can send you business, just without thinking. You're like, oh, I know, Matt, he's in Toronto, he's an amazing guy, and he sells real estate there,
Yeah,
or anywhere
yeah.
in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. So that's kind of what I do for that, and then I'll poke fun at agents, and then you got like clients rallying behind me, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, I've had an agent that did that. I had an agent that." You just what these videos are doing, like I said, is just starting a bunch of conversations with a bunch of different people, and then there's like the listing side of things. That's where like the Freddie Mercury and the Drake, and I did a Scream parody, stuff like that, and that's just like how can we get a ton of eyes on the property.
Yeah.
So the Drake one was more meant to be like a city video. I see a lot of people doing videos like top 5 reasons you should move to whatever city they're in.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something like that, but I wanted to have something that had more of like a global reach so everyone could understand. So I was like, well, everyone knows Drake.
Yeah.
So, you know, this way people will know I'm an agent in Toronto, but
Yeah.
then, everyone can enjoy the video. And then I just thought it could be a really fun kind of campaign to get behind if everyone started tagging Drake, which they did. He hasn't reached out yet, but I'm assuming he will shortly.
He will at
Uh,
some point. I mean,
yeah,
we need to reshare the video. Maybe you need to do part two,
yeah,
uh, another one of his songs or something.
yeah,
Uh, but you never know. The power of social media today, if you do it the right way, I mean, you have to understand how it works. You have to be consistent, but there's just an outreach that is incredible. I mean, both of us, we connected through, amazing people through our little social estate family.
yeah, yeah,
And that I'm very grateful for. And I'm sure you are as well, because it's just something. I mean, when Yogi and Daniel created this,
yeah,
they brought in a lot of great people from all over the world, and there's this family, sentiments
yeah, yeah,
that we
absolutely.
never had, I think. I mean, in the real estate world.
Yeah,
Um, and
yeah,
we have agents with different personalities, different markets, and I think we all want to help each other. So I think that's, again, through Clubhouse, through WhatsApp, through Instagram, through all these platforms.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy what social can do. And even from like, the videos, the reels and stuff you post, some of them will get 60, 70, 80,000 views. It's like, I always say go knock on 80,000 doors.
That's the thing.
Like it's
Yeah.
like it's crazy the reach you can get. Like I had someone reach out last week, an agent from the States, and he was like, "Hey, I have this client. He's got a really high-end property in Toronto, and he swears like a maniac. And I think you guys would love each other."
Wow. Okay.
It's just like you never know. Like I didn't know I'd be known for like swearing, but like I guess
Do
some people
you
relate to it.
do you represent more sellers or buyers or both?
I was always buy heavy. when I joined the agency, where Peter Torkin is my managing partner out here, and he is very, we're really working on more listings now.
Yeah.
But my market, I mean, I do a lot of first time home buyers because of my age. But now, since I joined the agency and started, ramping up the marketing, I'm getting into the high end stuff. Finally, it took about 4 years, but finally in the one,
Our,
two, four
yeah.
million.
Our friend Sam, who's a great guy, great friend, your vibe attracts your tribe. And
Yeah,
I can't agree more. It's really that in one sentence.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
There's
Oh,
a
there's
lot
a
of
lot
people.
of. I was gonna
Yeah.
say there's a lot of people.
We have
I
Monique from Montreal.
love the beard. Thank you, Catherine.
Monique is always, present on the Instagram and Clubhouse and all, and she's super cool and amazing broker in Montreal. We have Jamie in London, who's a great guy and a
Oh,
great friend.
Jamie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jamie's
love
a
Jamie.
great guy. Very cool.
Awesome
And
guy.
so what are your thoughts on, the future of real estate? Because it's a question I always ask because I think it's evolving a lot, but how do you see real estate in the next 6 months, year, 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think coming out of post pandemic, I think it's going to be a lot. I mean, we've had no choice over the last year to really, in most places, to be pretty much all online. I think people are going to be chomping at the bit to just do anything,
For
to
sure.
go to an
Yeah.
open house or do anything. So it's going to be interesting to see how it unravels the next couple months. Um, but long term, I think absolutely social media, all that's going to be like the bread and butter of the industry. I feel like it pretty much almost is.
Yeah.
I have some great friends who still door knock and cold call and have a ton of
And
success.
that works. That
Yeah,
works. But I
it
think
still
you have to
does.
complement it. You have to complement it.
Exactly. And social is definitely doing that now because, like we were saying, the people you can get in front of, and it's just another tool. So, like, I was just talking to someone earlier today, and they're like, "Oh, well, we do mail outs." I was like, "That's great, but how much better is a mail out going to be now that okay, put your mail out, do a QR code on your mail out so it
Yeah.
scans to one of your videos, and then do a Facebook and Instagram campaign that targets that same neighborhood. Now they can't get rid of you. So even if
For
they
sure.
look at your mail out and throw it out, which is very likely to happen, they're going to see it, say, "Oh, I'm not selling," throw it out.
Yeah.
You got that visual. You go on your phone to check Instagram, and then you're there again.
Yeah.
And then it's just rinse and repeat, and you keep doing it until they eventually get sick of you, and they're like, "Well, we have to call the
There you
guy
go.
because he's
Yeah.
just everywhere."
He's everywhere. And you do it, again, with your style. And I think, like we said at the beginning, they will relate to you, whether it's through your message, the video, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So you also have a podcast called Over Ask that
yeah,
you partnered up with a broke agent who everybody in
yeah,
real estate knows him.
yes,
How
yes.
did this come
Unfortunately,
upon?
yes.
Yeah. It's a really cool account. It's amazing. But when did you start this? And, what are your goals with it? How is it doing?
It's doing really well. We had the idea. I mean, we were talking all last year where like we want to do something together. We think our brands would
For
mesh really
sure.
well
Yeah.
together. And then we somehow got on the topic of a podcast. We always wanted to do that. And literally, I think beginning of December 2020, we're like, okay, let's do a podcast. And then by the end of December, we had booked Jordan Cohen, who's the number one Remax agent in the
It's
world,
huge. Yeah. Yeah.
as our first guest, and then Ryan Serhant as our second guest. So those were our two top picks as our first two guests because we figured if we can get some big guests right out the gate, we can leverage that and pretty much get any guest. So that's was our mentality behind it. And of course, the broke agent has a huge following, and it's great for guests to come on and promote whatever they're doing because they get
But
blasted across the
yeah,
platform.
I'm thinking also, I have a few amazing guests lined up over the next few weeks, and I haven't reached out yet to Ryan Serhant, but he's definitely on the list.
Yeah.
But I honestly believe that, these top agents like Ryan Serhant are more reachable than people think, and
Oh yeah,
are actually super nice, and are not, who are you, or and they give a lot of value.
dude. I mean, Ryan and I had talked previously, and he knows the broke Eric and stuff. But honestly, we we decided we were going to get Jordan and Ryan. We weren't going to take no for an answer. Jordan's the best, and he has been supportive of me and Eric since the start. And then Ryan, we had talked before. He said he liked my videos and he loves Eric's stuff. Honestly, I DM'd him on Instagram. I said, "Hey man, we're starting a podcast, Broke Agent and I. You want to come on promote your book?" He said, "Of course." Within 20 minutes, and he's like, "Email here." Emailed. We set it up like 3 days later. So
Yeah.
it's been going really well. We're working on getting some sponsors. We're in the middle of getting sponsors right now for the show. So we're getting some good listens now every episode. And yeah, just from it's been great just for my business because it builds a lot of credibility
It
speaking
does.
with
It
the top
does.
agents, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. I'd never interviewed anyone before,
Yeah, and I
but
think,
it's fun.
yeah, it's fun. I mean, even, again, I started this show summer 2020 during, the pandemic, and I was like, you know what? I don't need a full production. I love people. I want to connect. I mean, there's a lot of people I know already. Some are new. I reach out to. It has to be very simple. We have Instagram Live. Why not start something,
Yeah.
and start conversations? And it started to pick up. And I've been doing it since. I mean, I took a little like 6, 7 weeks break because I just had a lot going on, and now like relaunching it, and I'm going to continue to do it 2 times a week and see
Yeah.
how it evolves. And I always tell people, just do it, and it doesn't have to be perfect, because I think a lot of us are like, oh, it has to be like this, it has to be like that, my hair is not good, or the
Yeah,
video is
exactly.
this, the connection is, I had some amazing guests on the show, and it wasn't perfect from a Wi-Fi standpoint, but at the end, you look at it and people loved it, and people love the fact that it's raw and authentic.
That's exactly it. And that will stop people forever and ever, and they'll just never do anything. It's just, have you seen half my videos? They're awful quality. It's not like they're incredible quality. It's always content. Make sure you have some clear audio and a clear video and have some good content, and you're set.
Yeah,
You can spend $20,000 on a video. If the
of
content's
course
not
you
good
can.
in the
Yeah,
video, it
yeah.
doesn't matter, you know? And I look like shit in half the videos too. I have like, sometimes my beard's all grown out. I can get
But
only get
yeah,
a haircut like
yeah.
7 months, every
I,
7 months.
I think the bottom line, because that's what I've been doing. I mean, I don't have a full production team or anything,
No.
and I may use it for something specific. But as of now, I have my iPhone, and I create, whether it's a property tour, whether it's anything daily in my life here in Miami as a real estate agent, advisor. If it's a BT talk, I have conversation with some incredible people, and I just do it. And I think the fact of doing it, it's like the same thing. It's like reaching out to potential clients, like whether it's buyers or sellers or anything. You
Yeah.
know what? At the end of the day, maybe you're going to get a yes, maybe you're going to get a no, but it doesn't matter. At the end, if you do it, I think that's the key also. I mean, it's execution.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You
not
need,
overthinking. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you need to get started somewhere, and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like you said about your hair is not perfect or whatever. No one knows what you're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
You have an idea of how you want to look, but no one's looking to go, oh, that strand of hair is
Yeah.
totally off.
Yeah.
Like no one is looking at that, right? So just go for it. If you have a good idea, and I always say this too, if you have a good idea, act on it. Act on it while it's fresh and you're excited about it, because that's when you're going to get your best performance across on video. And yeah, just go for it and see
Yeah.
what happens.
For
If
sure.
people don't like it, they don't like it. Pull it off Instagram.
That's what I say. I don't even, I'm like, you know what? You love it or you don't, but you know what? I'll continue doing it. And I know I have a lot of people loving it. Some, if they don't like it, then they'll unfollow me, or it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, and the thing is it's to get started. There is going to be like especially with if you're doing just straight video on Instagram, there's going to be like a trial and error. You're going to see, okay,
100. Yeah.
my audience likes this, so you can post a video and get a ton of engagement. It's going to do great. You can post a video the next week and it gets nothing. Now
Yeah.
that's perfect though. You want that because now you say, okay, well, why'd they like this one so much and they didn't engage at all with this one? And then you
Yeah.
just keep tweaking, keep tweaking, and then eventually you're going to have stuff that every week you find more people are going to like than not.
Exactly. Well, very cool. We're coming to an end. Matt, thank you so much for being a wonderful guest. Everyone, thank you for joining wherever you are in the world. If you're not already following Matt, please follow him. And of course, if you're looking to sell in the Toronto area or
Yes,
buy, your man is right here, Matt Leonetti. Thank you so much. Let's stay in touch. Let me know if you come down to Miami, and I'm definitely going to come to Toronto
for sure.
soon, and we'll hang
Sweet.
out. All right.
Awesome. Thanks so much for
Take
having
it
me,
easy.
man.
My pleasure. Have a
Take
good
care.
one. Bye bye.
Bye.